YWCA South Florida 3 years ago when I was looking for an opportunity to grow and just give back to the community, and I was attracted by the mission and the vision. It's really exciting that the YWCA is turning 100 years. That means a lot to the community. It means a lot to the board and to the staff that we work here, providing the services, removing barriers for people to have a better life and better opportunities in life. And I hope that we can celebrate 100 more years.
YWCA has meant a lot for me, and I know that while I am in the administrative team, I have the honor and privilege of actually being and seeing the children. It's a pleasure every day when I walk and see what the lives that we're changing. I see the staff as they've evolved and different people getting their different credentials and they've evolved. Biggest reward for me is to actually see the lives that we've changed. It's an honor for me to wish the YWCA happy 100th birthday. I am sure that you're going to be here for 100 many more, and I don't doubt that, because it's women like my difference and the ones that you've made in the past and the young little girls that we mold every day that are going to make sure that our legacy continues. We're an institution and we're a force, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
It means a lot to me to be part of the YWCA. It gives me a chance to connect with the students that I teach at Barry University and let them understand that it's not just about what you read in books, but what you actually do. And so it allows us to put things in action, and it's allowed me to make those connections for my students. And now more than ever, this is a time when empowering women and eliminating racism is a very important part of this country's history. So I wish the YWCA 100 years of happiness and 100 years more moving into the future.
I'm so proud of our organization. Our mission statement is to empower women and eliminate racism, and it couldn't be more poignant than this time right now in history, with social justice being so in the forefront and important. And I love what we're doing in the community, how we are educating people in a grassroots way, and just being present to help usher Miami and South Florida into the next 100 years.
I was interested in the YWCA because it was a type of community organization that I believe provided a really holistic approach to solving some of our community ills. You know, in addition to education, healthcare, financial security, all of these things help build and work for the betterment of our community. And I felt that the YWCA was a force to be reckoned with, and an organization that I saw that had been around for 100+ years and was going to be around for some time to come. So I'd like to say happy birthday to the YWCA. The organization has accomplished so much, and I so look forward to working with them for the next, maybe not 100 years, but many years to come, as they continue to provide needed services to our community and in helping them live their mission of empowering women and eliminating racism.
When it came to the Centennial celebration, one of the things that we really wanted to prioritize is recognizing our history in the community, as well as our partners, our board members, our donors, everyone that really helped us get to where we are today. And then the folks that are still with us today to help getting us to the next 100 years. So the Centennial has been our opportunity to bring it all home like a homecoming, and having everyone together in the same room, from previous board members, sponsors, donors, volunteers, staff that have been with us over 20 years. That is no easy feat in this day and age. It has been a true blessing and humbling experience to be in the same room with our YWCA legends.
Hi, I'm Robbie Bell. I've been told I'm one of the legends, a living legend, which is unique. I'm excited to be here to celebrate 100 years of the YWCA benefiting, giving to our community. So how did I get to the YWCA? I got invited to sit down and talk to Ann Machado and talk about the possibility of me serving on the board of the YWCA. I was overwhelmed and overcome because I am an unwed mother at 18 years old. I have been on welfare, and to walk out of that office and understand that somebody was inviting me to be serving on a board to give back to women was extremely emotional, as it is when I talk to you. So one of the things that I say about the YWCA is look at all that they're doing. Look at what they've done over 100 years. I'm excited about the mission. I'm excited to be here, and I hope you are too. Matter of fact, I know you are too. So give back, continue to give, continue to support the YWCA, and I thank you.
Hello and welcome to Next, a virtual celebration of YWCA's 100-year anniversary in South Florida. I'm Melissa Medina, president of eMERGE Americas, the premier technology platform and event of the Americas, as well as a mother of 5, wife, and very proud Miami native. I'm most proud of being recognized in 2018 as one of YWCA's Women of Influence, which is a sisterhood of incredibly motivated, talented, and extraordinary women who are dedicated to providing innovation, leadership, and business savviness in our respective industries. We are extremely proud to honor outstanding female leaders who have not only made an impact with their commitment to the community, but also for forging a path where there was none before them. You will hear from many dedicated community leaders who are proud to join YWCA South Florida on their mission to eliminate racism and empower women. For more than 100 years, YWCA has been at the forefront of the most critical social movements, offering life-changing services, supports, and advocacy across Greater Miami-Dade. In 2020, we happily announced that our organization had changed our name to YWCA South Florida. This new name signifies our commitment to the South Florida region with the expansion of our programming and services to Broward County. YWCA has not stopped working for the women, girls, and people of color in this community. And what's made that possible has been the continued generous giving of donors like you.
I got this little postcard in the mail, and it was for YWCA membership. I wrote out my check. Here we are 30-something years later, and that was really my first connection to the YW.
We were started when a group of women back in 1919 decided that this region deserved a YWCA. And for 100 years in South Florida, We have shown up to eliminate racism, empower women, and promote peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all.
When the YWCA was first founded in Miami, they started in housing, but it was more than housing. What it was support for women who were going into the workforce. This was right after World War I. These were working women. The issue was pay equity. Fast forward, when they founded housing for women of color, it was racial injustice. I don't think the women at the time knew that they were developing is really still the mission today.
The YWCA didn't wait for a court mandate to tell them that they needed to integrate. And to me, that says something about an organization. And the YWCA really made those leaps without being, quote unquote, told to do so. They did it because it was the right thing to do.
We decided and recognized that if we were going to be serious about the intersectionality of race and gender, we had to put it out front. And that's how you get bold. It's in the logo. Eliminating racism and empowering women. We have been living, breathing, doing social justice since day one. We have always pioneered, we've always pushed the envelope. We diversified our boards early. We diversified our facilities early, our programs early.
Well, the board back in those days was very diverse. We really started to plan and scheme of what we could do. We had people from different parts of the community, so it wasn't one lens that was brought together.
Our YWCA has been incredibly proud of the fact that we've always made our home within the communities that we feel we need to be connected to the most in order to walk that journey with them. YWCA, in our missions, W that makes the difference. When you invest in women, you invest in families. When you invest in families, you invest in neighborhoods and communities. It has been proven time and again, when we keep our sights on who that will pivotally change the way South Florida looks, feels, and grows, we know focusing on women of color will do that every single time.
The YWCA has been, in its history, a forerunner in addressing issues with women. We contacted Coleman Foundation and we brought the Race for the Cure to Miami under the YWCA banner. We addressed and started the Black women's movement for Race for the Cure against breast cancer and also for the Hispanics, because those communities were hardest hit. We paid for mammograms for women that are underserved. I think if you change women's lives, you affect children and you affect communities in the world.
I can tell you that around Hurricane Andrew, all of a sudden our community was devastated. We had over 175,000 people homeless. We had all these people that were living in tent cities. And so the Y decided, well, we need to go there and we need to provide services to those families and those children. So we set up a daycare center in tents. So we've done it in buildings and we've done it in tents. The YWCA has always been there to support the community in whatever they needed.
It's never been our position to place ourselves where folks would have to come find us. In doing so, we're in the courthouses because that's where women who are defending themselves in domestic violence cases and family cases.
I come from a legal family. I work with my dad, Jerry Kornreich, and my mom, unfortunately, she passed away, but she was a judge of domestic violence. My father's interest in court care comes in part from his career as a family lawyer, having seen firsthand the impact and the trauma that families go through when they're part of the court system, but also because it's part of his personal story. And he remembers as a young kid being in the courthouse and basically sitting alone outside of the courtroom. He never wanted that to happen to other kids.
Judge Soto is considered the mother of court care. And in some ways, some people give me the honor of being called the father. In 1999, a young county court judge named Bertilio Soto and the CEO of the Y were talking about starting in the family court building, which was a new building at the time, to put in some sort of a daycare center for children. And that's really the beginning of a story that led to eventually, now there's 5 court cares.
The most important thing is that we're not just helping the people in the margins, but we're also changing the conversation of the systems that are affecting them.
I think the YW has consistently served in a leadership role in making sure that Miami is promoting inclusive policies, and inclusive not just about race, but about gender, about religion, about sexual identity. It's just one of the organizations that's always been at the forefront for those causes.
Those women, if they could see it now, I'm sure they would be so incredibly proud.
My hope is that the women coming after us will continue that legacy, because honestly, I think it's needed more now than 100 years ago. We have different issues, bigger issues, more complex issues. So it's going to take all of us to continue to build on the legacy that we have.
If not for the YW, and if not now, then who and when. So I'm so proud, and I'm also very excited to celebrate the Centennial with all of my friends at the YW.
When I think about serving South Florida for 100 years, I think about the myriad of people that have walked through and passed through the doors of YWCA. I think about the board and those women who, when they started, their names weren't their own, they were their husbands' names. We literally can see the pages of history and as society has changed. And I'm proud that over that time, we've never stopped looking for where we were needed next. And that's how you maintain and grow and thrive to 100 years.
YWCA South Florida and the Centennial Host Committee were inspired by Vice President Kamala Harris, the first female vice president and the highest ranking female official in U.S. history, as well as the first African American and first Asian American vice president. During her victory speech, she famously said, "While I may be the first in the office, I will not be the last. It is our goal to inspire our community to create a more equitable future for the children that follow after us."
When we thought about how do we celebrate our centennial, we said, really, there's no better way to do this than when we talk about the next decade, than to pay homage to the pioneers that cast the pathways where no woman had been before. They broke ceilings, they carved ways for us to follow. Because of them, doors swung open, benches are warm. Rooms have the kind of color and vibrancy that we women recognize. Because of you, ladies, my daughter will enter the room and she will know, oh, Daniela was here. Oh, Bernita built that. Juliet powered that. Lisa sailed that. Madeline, she made sure that we learned that. Monica, she was the one who made sure that was written. Patricia changed that. And oh, by the way, Barbara kicked that door right open. And she will know that she belongs in that space. So ladies, I thank you as a mother, as a sister, as a friend. I thank you for what you have done for the girls that come behind you and for me. Also know that you are breaking ceilings tonight because you are the first ever in this Hall of Fame for YWCA, and you will go down in our history books, and your name will be stamped in history as our centennial.
We knew about her work. She kept us informed on what was sort of most up to the minute, but I didn't know all of what she did. I didn't know all of what she did that was so amazing. And I think it's because it was just normal for her to be working to protect people. That's what she did. That was her job. That was her passion. And she did it. Daniela Levine Cava, Mayor Cava is my mom, and always has been since long before she was mayor. I've known for some time that she and my dad were both involved with caring for some of the early, most vulnerable AIDS patients and children in Miami. I mean, that's incredible. And I just didn't know that. You know, when I was a kid, she did a great job with funny costumes. We had fun birthday parties, and we spent a lot of time outside and swimming and, enjoying what it was like to grow up in Miami. I talked to my mom about every other morning over breakfast with my children. And, our conversation is often in the car where she's being driven somewhere by her sergeant at arms. And we might hear a little bit of a glimpse of a conversation about what's on her agenda for that day. But we're also talking about pajamas and, you know, what my kids are having for breakfast, and the star fruit that she has most recently harvested from my dad's fruit trees and is drying and planning to send to us so that, you know, her grandkids can eat the star fruits and think of her. Thank you to the YWCA for honoring my mom. She's the first. She won't be the last female mayor, but you know what? She is my first and only mom. So thanks for joining with me to honor her.
I am deeply honored and moved to receive this recognition from the YWCA of South Florida. And thank you so much to everyone who is part of this incredible organization and for your outstanding CEO, Carrie Ann Royce. For 100 years, the YWCA has set the gold standard for activism and engagement, expanding opportunities for women and people of color throughout South Florida. Your core values, a commitment to social justice, to eliminating racism, empowering women, this has driven your work for the last 100 years. And the work that you do through your programs, building resilience in our young people, providing access to early education, empowering women entrepreneurs, and expanding access to health and wellness for all communities is more vital than ever in the current moment as we work together to tackle the impacts of the pandemic and rebuild stronger than ever. As your mayor of Miami-Dade County, the first female mayor, I'm so grateful for the impact you've had on the lives of so many families across our community, the doors you continue to open, the hearts you touch with your work, and the many strong women leaders that have emerged from your organization. I'm excited for all that we'll achieve together in the years to come and for the next 100 years of YWCA South Florida history and impact.
As an elected official, she made it her mission to champion for women, to champion for equal opportunity, to champion for gender equality. That was the beginning for me, not just as a community activist, but to see her, a woman who was truly genuine about championing for people. I came to know Dr. Commissioner Barbara Sharif when she was elected commissioner in the city of Miramar. It was customary for the city manager at the time to pair newly elected commissioners with employees just to acclimate them to the city. It just turned into this dynamic duo. We were the Jordan and Pippen of the city of Miramar. We just made a dynamic team and full speed ahead with her Commission on a Mission initiatives and just became this force to be reckoned with. I just remembered her coming into the city of Miramar, just a trailblazer. And she just set for me, instilled my resolve and what it meant to be a woman on the move, to work for the people, and also to be a voice for women who could not speak up for themselves. I know that she did that for me. She did that for many in the community and even within the city. Thank you, YWCA, for honoring my friend, my shero. She is an amazing history maker. She is the first African-American mayor for Broward County. She continues to trailblaze. I cannot wait to see the continued legacy that she'll leave beyond what she's already done for this community. I love you. Congratulations. Mwah.
I'm honored to accept the recognition from the YWCA of South Florida and be among the other amazing honorees for the inaugural YWCA South Florida's first, but not the last, delegation of women leaders. It is my privilege to share my journey and words of encouragement that I hope will empower you to continue to persevere and to reach your dreams. In 2001, I created what is known as South Florida Pediatric Home Care, and there were people that said I couldn't make it in business because I was a nurse and I didn't have a business background. But despite the odds, I've had the full support of my retired English teacher mother. I made her my HR person, my secretary, my biller. And I created a company that provides over 200 jobs between Broward and Dade counties for professionals, for nurses. Thank you. We care for medically complex children and adults, and my company is one of the top home health care agencies in South Florida. And I just remembered being in politics and representing Hillary Clinton, and she said that you always aim high, work hard, and deeply care about what you believe in. And when you stumble, keep your faith. And when you're knocked down, get right back up and never listen to anyone who says you can't or shouldn't go on. And that's exactly what I've done. I am here today because all of the possibilities that were put in front of me, I never took for granted. I never let anyone spoil my ability to pursue my dreams. And I never look back, I always look forward. And in doing what I've done as an elected official for the past 12 years, I'm looking forward to going to Congress, District 20. And it's just such an honor and a privilege to be in this lineup with women who I admire for many, many years. Thank you to the YWCA of South Florida, your entire team for this recognition. And by the way, this is probably, if not the best, one of the best events I've been to in my entire career, even before COVID. Thank you for your advocacy across South Florida, for empowering and dedicating yourselves to eliminating racism, empowering women, promoting peace, justice, and freedom and dignity for all. I thank you, and please keep making a difference, and whatever I can do, I will do. Thank you.
As a county commissioner, I got to know Bertie Soto, first as a judge, an administrative judge, prior to her becoming our chief judge. And I have to tell you, when it comes to working with Bertie, it has always been beyond the 11th Judicial Circuit to what she does as a driven force for justice. I have the privilege and honor to work with other people in leadership who serve our county, our constituency, and that includes Chief Justice Bertie Soto. So for pinnacle service, champion of causes, and all the great things in her tenure, not just as a judge, but as chief judge, she has been the force working with me on the new civil probate courthouse. She is continuously a force to be reckoned with when she's pursuing justice for all. Our mental health building, which is for the disenfranchised people with mental health issues coming to the criminal justice system, and always, always a champion of the children with her Court Cares program. I have to tell you, as much as I adore her as chief judge and someone in the judiciary, but when it comes to Bertie, there is only one school, one alumni association, and one university that counts. So, Bertie, congratulations on your honor, but to you, my friend, go Gators. Okay, anyways, congratulations, and thank you, YWCA, for an honor you're bestowing on truly, truly a champion for all of us in our community, making a difference, making something better. Thank you.
First of all, isn't it amazing to be human again? I mean,
I think we should thank Carrie Ann just for that. And Sally, I must have known that you were going to talk about the Gators because I am wearing blue, but I liked you until then. Congratulations to the Y on your Centennial. It's amazing. Your work is amazing. What you've done for the girls and the children of our country, not just Miami-Dade, can never be forgotten and should always be applauded. I want to thank Carrie Ann for making this evening happen, for her committee. I'm sure this took a lot of effort because I agree this is one of the most beautiful events I've been to. I am truly honored to be here today receiving this award. But it's really me that needs to thank you, because what you do for the children in our court system, to the victims and that watch their parents fight, the victims of domestic violence, who were used to be re-victimized in the courtrooms, who are now taken care of by your Y social workers in our court care system. The court owes you an incredible debt. Carrie Ann never says no. She reminds me that she's there to help me. When COVID hit, she called me with all these amazing ideas she was doing, even though she wasn't in the courthouses, how she was helping the children that go to our courtrooms use Zoom and go on Zoom and help the kids. So, when you give this award to me, I got to give it back, because you make us shine. Every single one of us that are here wouldn't do it without the efforts of incredible women who are members of this committee and group, and of course, Carrie Ann. So I accept this on behalf of our community. You make us shine. And again, thank you so much for all you do. We can't thank you enough.
It is our goal to inspire our community to create a more equitable future for the children that follow after us. And you can join in that by donating, by scanning the QR codes.
She was the first woman hired at extremely prestigious Miami law firm. She was the first woman Florida bar president. She has broken so many glass ceilings. It reminded me of wear shoes, ladies, there's glass everywhere. And it's because of someone like Pat Seitz. I started my judicial life with Pat Seitz as my neighbor. I don't know if it was serendipity. She is an everyday inspiration and support for not only me, but I know fellow judges and the men and women who appear before her in court. She is always there with the generosity of her intellect, spirit, and her time and support, aside from the fact that she is inspirational at almost every level, is the fact that we share an abiding love and belief in the restorative power of chocolate. And I can't count the number of times that either I fly into her chambers or she into mine, or come right off the bench, fully robed, with one question on our mind, which we don't even have to articulate if we look at each other's faces. And that question is, where is the chocolate? We are always fully stocked. And so justice is served. I am so excited and pleased that the YWCA in their Centennial celebration is honoring Judge Patricia Seitz, because I can't think of anyone in this community more deserving of recognition than my neighbor and colleague. The light you've created will guide women like myself and those who are coming after us to lead and be everything that they can be for themselves, their families, and their community.
I cannot begin to tell you what an honor it is to be with the women in this room and to know what you stand for and the mark that you have made on this community. You lift me up, and as I look at the words, the letters of YWCA, the first two are young women. And for me, that has been, you can tell by the color of the hair, around a while, to see the flood of strong, powerful women that are coming into their own and continuing the legacy of Julia Tuttle, who founded Miami, and who make our community so strong. And I remember from the first time I saw the letters on the big building when I first moved to Miami of YWCA, and it has been with me since then. This is an organization that is so dedicated to young women, empowering young women, and that is my passion, and I share that passion with the members of your board, my particular friends, Sarah and Ann, and I'd like to congratulate the other honorees tonight, many of whom I love you, I know you, and I feel so blessed to have my life's path cross yours. Let us keep it going. Together we are stronger and better. God bless.
I saw Lisa through the years not only excel and become first ever female president and CEO for Celebrity Cruises. I loved how she always did the right thing and did not only the right thing for our company, but for the community, and how she always stood up for everything that had to do with diversity and inclusion, whether it be gender equality or ethnicity. It's really my pleasure to get to talk about my friend and my boss, Lisa Lutoff-Perlo, as one of the legendary award winners for her leadership in the community and for what she does not only for women, but for the community as a whole and for our corporation at Royal Caribbean Group with Celebrity Cruises. The maritime part of our business, the captains and the leadership on the bridge, it's almost always men. But Lisa made it a passion, and she really rallied her team around, let's get more females to be on the bridge, to be captains of ships. And she set out to do that, and we increased the percentage of females on our bridge more than any other cruise line in the industry. And it's because Lisa so much believed in equality. That's just one example of the many things that she does for not only the local community, but our industry as a whole that really needed that push for women. And not only did she lead our corporation in Celebrity Cruises into greatness, but she continued to be a pillar in the community in her work with all the different charitable organizations. And she had a mantra that we all lived with every single day, and that was find a way or make a way, and every day being better today than you were yesterday, and being better today and better tomorrow. And for that, I'm grateful to be her friend. I'm grateful to work for her. And I'm grateful to be able to speak on behalf of this award that she's receiving, because she deserves it more than you will ever know. Thank you so much.
It's lovely to be out tonight. Carrie Ann, thank you and your amazing team for putting on such a beautiful event. It's the first time that my bottoms have matched my top in 13 months. So I'm really excited to be here. You know, as you all know, our industry has been hit pretty hard by this pandemic. And as I think back on all that we've accomplished over time, and I sit here tonight among all of you, and I want to send my heartfelt congratulations to all the award winners. It's really an honor and really humbling to be among you. And I think about the things at Celebrity that are so special that a pandemic can't ever change, and that is all that we have done to advance gender equality. If you read the bio, I won't go through what it already says. I've had the first position that women have ever had in my company for quite a few of the positions that I've ever had. And I remember vividly how lonely and isolating that has been for me throughout my 36-year career. And I remember when I was appointed to this position, I thought that, the first thing I thought was, I'm going to use my role, my power, and my influence so that other women don't have to feel the same way that I have as I've advanced throughout my career. And so I got to work. And yes, I hired the first woman captain of Celebrity, the first American woman then and still 6 years later that's been the captain of a cruise ship. And I hired the first Ecuadorian woman to be the captain of a cruise ship. And I remember also fighting so hard with the amazing team, mostly men, that I work with every day to get the Ghana Maritime Academy accredited by the International Maritime Organization so that women of color could work on the bridges of cruise ships. We have 28% of the crew on our bridges as women. When I started almost 7 years ago, it was 3%. 2% of the mariners in the world are women. So we have made great progress at Celebrity. And one of the milestones that was really important in one of the photos that they showed is that in March of 2020, it was March 8th, it was International Women's Day. And on Celebrity Edge, we had a history-making, barrier-breaking cruise take place. It was the first time ever in our industry that 100% of the crew on the bridge were women. It was the first time in our industry that all leaders across our entire operation were women. A week after that cruise, our industry shut down. And this past International Women's Day, we decided to do a retrospective, and I got to join a good number of those women that were on that cruise with me. And here's what I will never forget. I knew how important that was for our industry. I knew how important that was for our brand. Our brand was the only brand that could do that because of all the work we've done around gender equality over the last 6 years. But listening to those women tell me what that cruise meant to them was something I will never forget. Paying it forward is something that so many in this room do every day, and all of my fellow honorees do every day. And that's what is best about the position I hold. Not that I have it, great, I worked really hard for it. I deserved it. Finally, after 30 years, I got it. And after I was told 3 times no, I finally got it. Okay, that's fine. But what I'm able to do for others to make the path easier and make sure they don't feel lonely or isolated, and make sure that our gender is represented by all colors, all religions, and all nationalities is something that I get tremendous joy out of every single day. So thank you for this honor. I know this group won't be the last, but it really is nice to be among the first. So thank you all very much and enjoy your evening.
I just want to say that without the YWCA, our little girls wouldn't know what to aspire to be. What you have brought to the community is simply amazing. Women have always been leaders, and as your signal says up here, the first, but not the last. This is certainly not your first. 100 years you've been leading, and I want to say that because of you, my daughters have become leaders as well. So thank you so much for celebrating you and celebrating me and celebrating every little girl who's coming up.
I think one thing that makes my sister very successful, she never dwelled on the difference, but being the only woman professional on the team or being Latin. think she has depended on the value of education as well as mentorship provided by many throughout her career. My sister is someone who I really admire, and I'm very proud of her, so it's an honor. Annette was a very quiet child, but she always spoke her mind. So she was very serious, very dedicated, hardworking, and very disciplined. She always knew what she wanted and would work very, very hard at it. As it relates to her career in investment banking, she was really recognized as a banker in corporate finance and mergers and acquisitions. She was one of the few female CFOs in Latin America. She's super excited to be the first Hispanic to hold the position as the chair of the AARP Board of Directors. And I do want to mention something very important, of the quality of Annette giving back and really taking care of the people she loves. My sister has been really taking care for the last 10 or 12 years of my mom's care. This is quite a complex job. My mom has very advanced Alzheimer's. And it's with all her other responsibilities that she holds, this is very difficult, but my sister makes the time to see my mother every single day. She always finds way to take out of her busy time to be there for me and my family. So it is about giving back, it is about hard work and dedication, and it is also about always having and making the time for those that are important in our lives. I do want to thank YWCA for recognizing my sister. This is very important to her and will definitely carry forward in her profession and the work that she does for others.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Debbie, for those nice words. No one could ask for a more supportive sister. Debbie and my husband, Seth, who's here with me tonight, give me all the energy that I need to be better every day. And I think we all need cheerleaders, and we know that. And I have been blessed with wonderful cheerleaders all my life. My mom from a very early age when she was well, and many, many lifelong friends. And thank you to the YWCA for this honor, but really, for most of all, for all you do empowering and supporting and inspiring women and girls. A key component of YWCA's mission is building the resilience of young people. And I think this is such important work. At AARP, we really also help, the other side of the spectrum. You help the young women, we help the older adults to build that resilience by supporting caregivers and doing everything that we can for that community. For both AARP and the YWCA, and Lisa said it before me, I think one of the most important principles is giving back, paying it forward. And it is a motto that I try to live by. As I've moved in for greater responsibility in the business arena, I've really felt a greater need to mentor other women and girls, especially, essentially to pay it forward. The value of this network of women at all levels of their careers, I think has enriched me as much as I hope it has helped them. I think that when you reach success in any field, you really don't pull the ladder up. You extend it, you extend your hand down to help pull more and more women with you where you are. I think one of the most important things for me, and it is something that I've tried to work with at AARP, is the importance of financial literacy, particularly for women. I am passionate about this because I think if you want to empower women to be independent and to be able to take care of themselves physically, emotionally, and mentally, you really have to make sure that they can take care of themselves financially. The opportunities in my life really truly opened up as I became more savvy financially, and I only wish and hope that I can continue working throughout the next years to make sure that everyone has financial literacy, and especially from a much younger age. And I will close by maybe widening the lens a little bit. Our capacity to solve problems in this society is really not in how we approach the problems that are around us, but really how we approach each other. So I hope that we continue to get closer and that we don't look at people's motivations, but really just help each other. And I think it's important that I am here on behalf of AARP but together with YWCA, as I said, empowering women at a young age and an older age. And thank you again for this wonderful honor, and have a wonderful evening.
So I can certainly say Juliet's list of professional accomplishments and leadership is incredibly impressive. You need only glance at the quality and the quantity of the boards that she sits on or has chaired and the projects that she has undertaken to know that her impact upon our community has been significant. When I heard that Juliet was being recognized by the YWCA, I have to say I definitely was not surprised. And I have to say I love the title. Being one of the first but not the last women leaders of South Florida, what a powerful message. There is just so much to say about Juliet professionally, but you know, one thing I can say on a personal level is that, you know what, Juliet is fun to boot. Juliet and I have shared so many enjoyable times, memorable moments. We have served on many boards and committees together over the years, and I have been able to see firsthand that she is the epitome of a true leader. She has such passion and commitment to what is important, what is right, and she just sees what can be. You can feel Juliet's influence in just so many of the major initiatives that have been so successfully executed in our community. Most recently, Juliet is currently leading the Racial Equity and Social Justice Committee for the Broward Workshop. You know, this is no small undertaking, and there she is again, ready to put an important issue right in front of the business community who can help affect change. And I have no doubt that's exactly what will happen. This is a recognition that Juliet is just so deserving of. She makes our community so much stronger, and I'm really just proud to call her a colleague and a friend.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Juliet Rolak, External Affairs Director at Florida Power and Light Company. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. What a privilege to have been selected among such a distinguished group of women and leaders, all trailblazers in their own right, reminding us all that we may be the first, but we're certainly not the last, to break the glass ceiling and make lasting impact in our communities. As leaders, we all have the responsibility to make sure that we're not the last by elevating others with us, empowering women to break down barriers and to rise above. Personally, in large part to the opportunities I've been given from others who have left the door ajar for me, I am where I am today and have been the first, but not the last. The first woman of color to be appointed to the University of Florida Board of Trustees, go Gators, and the first woman of color to be elected chair of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce, and the first woman of color to be elected president of the Florida Bar Board of Governors, Young Lawyers Division. That was 19 years ago. And one of my law school mentees, who I continue to have a mentoring relationship with, was just elected president. She will be only the second Black person to achieve that office, overseeing young lawyers, about a third of the number of lawyers of the Florida Bar. I will be introducing her at her installation, Coming Full Circle, and that's what it's all about. I'm looking forward to give back to my community and to other talented girls and women who will one day be leaders too, and that's what FPL allows me to do. FPL is behind my passion for giving back to the community in a number of ways, such as empowering women and working with chambers, leadership programs, and sponsoring focused robotic programs. Furthermore, in partnership with the YWCA and its mission to eliminate racism, empower women, and stand up for social justice, we are helping families strengthen communities. We've been able to support leadership initiatives with them, and I congratulate YWCA on its celebration, its Centennial celebration, and for Carrie Ann Royce for her leadership and vision in all of the programming that you do. may you continue to do the critical work in our community to ensure a more equitable future. Thanks again for this. And congratulations once again to my fellow trailblazers.
Well, first of all, thank you, Carrie Ann. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's easy to say Centennial. It's a word. It kind of rolls off your tongue sometimes, but 100 years of service is a lot more difficult to capture. 100 years of families, 100 years of children, 100 years of making communities in this country better. This 100 years of service is going to be followed by another 100 years of service. Extraordinary service. Because that service isn't just a word. That service means that kids have better care and people have better opportunities and communities are wholer and more complete and more fulfilled. And so I thank you all for doing this. I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for service to the Miami Gardens and Miami-Dade County communities. And I'm looking forward to the next 100 years. I'll make it for a couple of them. Thank you all.
My name is Elda Milan. I started working at the YWCA in 1987. I was looking for a job and also a childcare for my daughter. And at that time, I just came from a country where I didn't speak English. But the Y gave me a chance to do the work. They sent me to school to Miami-Dade to get my certificate to become the teacher that I am today. Now, I am able to give back to the children I work with, the family. It's amazing.
My name is Ashley Aristide. I am the daughter of Elda Mullane. I started at the Y when I was 6 weeks old and progressed through all the programs that the Y had to offer. The Y just gave me a great foundation to become the woman that I am today. The Y has been a great organization for my family and has really invested in us, and I'm very thankful for all the work that the YWCA has done. So happy birthday, happy Centennial, and wishing many, many more years to come.
Happy birthday to the YWCA, not the YWCA, but my family who helped me become the woman I am today, the mother I am today to my community. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Hi, my name is Rachel Sapoznik, born and raised in South Florida. So this is my 60th year, and I can't be more excited than to celebrate YWCA's 100th year with an incredible leader. Carrie Ann has been remarkable. I've been involved with YWCA for decades. Congratulations, 100 years more to come. And thank you, YWCA, for protecting women, empowering women, and giving our children the opportunity to see their moms be leaders.
And Monica, not only was she the first Black executive editor at the Miami Herald, she was the first Black woman senior managing editor at the Atlanta paper that we both worked at. All the years that I've known her, it has always been about helping to bring someone else along, about advocating for others, about standing up for yourself, about covering news in important and different ways that really drill down to the community. I think she embraces the first, but for her it's more about the work that she could do, is to be the one who brings others along throughout making a difference and not being afraid to use your voice. I think she wants for people to see the bigger meaning of it, that it's not just about her, that it's about an entire community. Monica, I just want to take this opportunity to just say congratulations on this recognition. And I also want to thank the YWCA for honoring you for tonight. It's well deserved. You have been such a great advocate for women, for children. I think about not just in the workplace, but in your own personal life of what you have done to elevate women, to elevate people of color, to elevate people in your community. We call you the umbrella angel because you carry around these umbrellas in your car. And when you see it raining and people are out running without their umbrellas, that you have one in your car to offer them.
And that just kind of really speaks to who you are just in general, of always looking out for others. And when hard times, whether it be a low rain or some difficult situation that people are going through, that you are there for them and that you're always thinking in that way. And so I say, congratulations. You are a wonderful leader, a wonderful mom, and a wonderful friend. And I can't think of anyone who deserves this better than you. Congratulations.
So I didn't know I was going to be in tears before I came up here. My daughter is actually in Virginia finishing out her school year, so I didn't know the pictures. I didn't know they were going to have pictures of her, so that kind of hit me for a moment. So, and then I do have an umbrella ministry. I have about 5 umbrellas in my car right now. I have a feeling I'm going to give away a lot of them in Miami. So thank you. Thank you to the YWCA. Congratulations to the YWCA. And thank you and congratulations to the other honorees. The timing of this award is especially meaningful. We have come to the end of a week where for the first time in a long time, my Black and brown brothers and sisters have felt seen and heard. For the first time, they saw justice. They saw proof that they truly do matter. But just like the theme of tonight's event implies, this week was made up of first, but not last, because there's indeed still more work to do. I am honored and add this award to a growing list of examples that the Miami and South Florida community have welcomed me with. Me being here in this community, me being here tonight is not a coincidence. It is an appointed time. I have a purpose, a greater purpose to fulfill. I often tell my friends and family that I'm just a chess piece on God's board. I chose to come here to Miami to help make a difference. I came to offer new perspective. I came to ride a new wave of change. This award represents change, but as I said a moment ago, there is still so much more work to do. I'm grateful to the YWCA for bringing change through its mission. The YWCA is doing the work that needs to be done. Our communities are better because of the YWCA. I'm equally proud to work for an organization, the Miami Herald, that is working, trying to make the communities better. The Miami Herald, a 117-year-old media institution, was integral in the promotion of the YWCA's first member drive back in 1919. Even a century ago, the Miami Herald was committed to civic engagement and gender justice. And throughout the YWCA's history, the Miami Herald has continued to create awareness and inspire action for the cause. And I'm here to be a part of that. Thank you for honoring me. I accept this award in honor of change, the change that brought us here this evening and the change that's yet to come. Thank you so much.
She stood out as a powerhouse from way back then, and that was 3 decades ago, and now truly impressive in her role as a very seasoned leader. The positive influence in their lives as students here at Miami-Dade College over the years, and seeing them blossom in their professional endeavors at this time is truly commendable. Thank you so much. It's truly an honor to have worked with President Pumariega, and I'll call her Madeline for this interview. We've known each other professionally and personally for nearly 3 decades. So that really dates both of us. I'm her big sister as college president of Miami-Dade College. What a trajectory Madeline has had from the very start when I met her, and what I saw was someone that talked very genuinely about how important our work was in serving students. And truly all you have to do is look at the team she has assembled around her, with so many talented women at the helm of different functions at the college, and especially women of color. She has a team in place that reflects her dreams
and our community. She has also implemented intentional initiatives that foster diversity, inclusion, and equity across the institution. Her ability, again, to convene groups, her eye on equity, and that every single person in our community has a place at Miami-Dade College to receive and earn a credential, to be upskilled and trained up so they can be part of our community. And for that, I want to say thank you to the YWCA for honoring and recognizing my colleague, Madeline. Such a well-deserved honor that you have awarded and accorded her. And I know that we all at Miami-Dade College and those many colleagues and friends in the community join in being very proud of Madeline, our dear friend and colleague.
Thank you so much. When I was named president in the first hour of arriving to the college, I named our provost, Dr. Malou Harrison, the provost at Miami-Dade College, and I'm honored to work alongside you, and I'm honored to be here with my colleagues and friends. Carrie Ann, what you do every day makes us shine. You shine that light so bright to every young girl, to everyone in our community, to the board who supports her every day. Thank you. To the honorees. Wow, I'm in great company tonight. You know, what we strive for our students every day is to have a sense of belonging. And I don't know about you, but what a sense of belonging here tonight. And that's made possible because of the committee and because of the hard work of the women before and after. But I want to reflect just a minute. When I think about when the YWCA was started, it was 100 years ago. Women didn't even vote. Think about the courage of the women who said, we believe in a brighter tomorrow and we believe in women. And so as I stand here today with a daughter, I think about what the next 100 years will be for them. I'm so glad that most of us in this room have broken all of the glass ceilings. And I'm glad because they come with scars. They don't come easy. And what I hope is that for the next 100 years, yes, I'm the first, but I won't be the last. But what I hope that I leave is that for every young girl, young woman, female colleague, and friend, that they have a skyrocket to the top. And that doesn't come with the same kind of scars that we have with different ones. And the ones that I hope that it comes with is bumps on the knees and bruises in places for fighting for justice, what the mission of the YWCA is. That we never forget the courage of the women who founded the organization, who believed we should be standing here. Someone 100 years ago imagined that there should be a female president at the largest college in America, where 60% of women. They dreamed it for me before I believed it. And today I stand here dreaming it for all of the young girls who today may not see themselves here, but that they will stand here honoring us, and we'll have some funny pictures up there when they look back, and I hope this tropical night ages well, right? Thank you for being here today. The YWCA, thank you for honoring me and honoring all of the women that make this community so special. And to everyone in the room, shine brightly, because the world is better because we shine our light very bright. Thank you.
Community partnerships are essential in YWCA South Florida's continued success. Throughout their 100-year history, several organizations and companies have partnered with YWCA South Florida to support programs in response to the critical needs of the time. Investments in women yield a double dividend, as women are more likely than men to reinvest in their families and their communities. Those who choose to invest in YWCA programs and services are part of the value creation occurring in South Florida.
Our owner, Stephen Ross, and Vice Chairman Tom Garfinkel, they've really charged us with being stewards of this great South Florida community. And we look to identify partners that really embody that. We look no further than the YWCA. We're going to work with the YWCA on a host of different initiatives. One is our food relief program. We really feel that South Florida has a lot of food insecurity they're dealing with, and identifying partners like the YWCA to distribute meals, and more importantly, work with Black-owned businesses, work with minority-owned businesses, female-led businesses to really help them throughout the pandemic, and that's something we're going to continue to do. We're proud to support the YWCA because they're mission-driven and they're also purpose-driven. You look at 100 years of service, 100 years of the mission, and that's unheard of in this day and time. And that shows the attestment to the brand, that shows the attestment to the impact, and also the intentionality of the work that they do.
100 years is a really meaningful and important milestone for our community, especially thinking about this past year and how much racial equity moved to the forefront of everybody's minds. For us to know that this is not a moment, this is 100 years in the making of work and intention focused on building a more inclusive, thriving Miami for all. We at the foundation have been so proud to invest in and partner with the YWCA, and this is an incredibly important moment for the YWCA, but also for our community at large.
YWCA is one of the 6 nonprofit partners that we have been funding since our inception as the Miami Community Chest in 1924. I think our shared vision of economic equity for all has fueled our relationship and continues to drive our support. We look forward to continuing to work with the YWCA and partner to achieve the community that we want to see, right? A community where children can learn and thrive, where families are financially secure, and where people can enjoy their lives because they have the health to do so. I am proud of our partnership with the YWCA. On behalf of our United Way family, congratulations to the YWCA on their Centennial celebration, and here's to the next 100 years.
On behalf of Bills and Sunberg, Boehner, Price, and Axelrod, it is truly an honor to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the YWCA. The YWCA has remained relevant throughout the decades, and especially in this decade, the work that they do to both empower women and to help an entire community move forward could not be more relevant. In an era where the country and the world is appropriately focused on social justice and equity, the YWCA, as it has done many, many times before, took a leadership role to bring together members of our community to focus on how we as organizations focused on implementing different strategies that are designed to make sure that everyone has an equal access to opportunity. And I just want to thank them again for their amazing work, their current focus, and fantastic leadership.
Florida Power and Light is proud to partner with the YWCA to celebrate their centennial anniversary. It means a lot to FPL and to me to collaborate with an organization that recognizes and prioritizes gender equity. We stand with the YWCA to make powerful impact in our community. Congratulations to the Y for being a beacon of light for us all.
We also salute the YWCA of South Florida for their 100th year legacy of supporting women, girls, and people of color in ensuring that we have a voice and a presence at the table.
As we face the aftermath of the pandemic and our nation's social unrest, it's clear that the work YWCA South Florida does in our community is needed now more than ever. With that, I'd like to turn it over to YWCA South Florida's President and CEO, also a dear friend, Carrie Ann Royce, to share the many exciting ways our YWCA South Florida will move justice forward.
Thank you so much, Melissa. It has been quite a celebration. So as we look to the future, our North Star is shining as brightly as it ever did. We are a fearless institution built to eliminate racism and empower women, promote peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. And that work isn't done. As we walk alongside the journey that women, especially women of color, take in South Florida, we know, one, that we must create more places of belonging. We know that we must show up for economic justice because it is pivotal to all kinds of systems of equity. So historically, YWCA has always been the heart of our communities. And as we look to the future, our spaces will be reimagined for what our community needs next. That we create spaces where we can have collective impact. We will reimagine our buildings so that partners can do collective work together. And we will look at our land and our spaces as to how we can bring partners and others who focus on the same mission, impact, and social justice that we have to work in new ways that will move the needle in ways we could never do alone.
The Arc of South Florida is a non-for-profit organization. It was founded by parents that were very concerned of where they would be able to send their children that had, in that time, Down syndrome. It started developing into other intellectual and developmental disabilities. We serve over 1,200 participants within Miami-Dade County.
The Center for Family and Child Enrichment is a child and family servicing agency. A very large part of what we do is child welfare, foster care, and adoptions and related services.
I think putting together not only the Arc of South Florida, but the other two organizations in combination with the Y in this particular community is going to be great. We're bringing our experts serving the children with intellectual and disabilities. A lot of single mothers that need the assistance are coming here to get services. Once they know that there is this collaborative impact within our organization and the YWCA, some of these children might need the services that the ARC offer, which is educational services that they might be able to get in the Dade County Public School system.
We're able to refer to them, they refer to us. In this time of scarce resources and other challenges, it makes a lot of sense. Collaboration that not only from a physical sense, but also from a synergy sense in terms of getting ideas and referrals and references and information. I do congratulate the Y. 100 years is certainly a long time, and to remain visible and vibrant and essential in a community is certainly something that is spectacular. Whatever that we're able to do collaboratively to assist in the next century of work, we're certainly happy to do.
Our YWCA will continue to build everyone's capacity to have common language, common understanding, and access to great information, ongoing trainings and resources, so that as South Florida, we can have a collective impact on how we move the racial justice conversation forward. We hope to reach more than half the South Florida community within the next 5 years. And we know that every single person plays a role in that.
I'm Blaine Heckerman. I'm the CEO of Kaufman & Rawson. We became introduced to the 21-day challenge. We decided to sponsor it. And this seemed like the perfect way, as we strongly believe that the way to improve and really focus on inclusion diversity is through education and understanding. And when you hear those stories, you start to understand the challenges. And when you understand the challenges, it creates an opportunity and really create an environment for them to be trained, creating a better life for their families and for themselves.
Our new Office of Race and Gender Equity Advancement has been established. From that office, we have full-time staff that have been dedicated to this work. We believe that systemic issues like race and gender equity issues really need systemic responses, and that means investments. We all have to put our capital, we have to put our energy, we have to put our resources to making that happen. So we're making the long-term commitment with our Office of Race and Gender Equity Advancement. And we hope that you join us, join a class, do the 21-day challenge, get into a training, invite someone to do something with you, take an action step. All of those will help us to move South Florida forward, and YWCA is going to be here to champion it. We can't have a conversation about racial justice, about the advancement of women, about the advancement of communities without talking about the central and critical issue of economic justice. Therefore, along with our partners at Kaufman Rawson and several other partners like CareerSource, we are taking a very, very leaned in approach to economic justice. We're really taking an approach to upskilling, job training, soft skills development, as well as just making sure that our environment, our corporate environments, are ready for these women to enter the workforce.
Hi, I'm Rick Beasley. I'm the Executive Director of CareerSource South Florida. We are the workforce agency that provides employment solutions for businesses as well as job seekers in Miami-Dade County as well as Monroe County. What better organization to work with? The oldest and largest women-led organization in the country who focuses on women. And so with CareerSource, our role is how we help build talent. And so our agendas align. And so we're thankful that we're able to partner with the YWCA, New Horizons, Wind Code, other partners we're bringing to the table, but you're seeing the transformation of a young lady's life going from, again, poverty now to an opportunity to prosperity. That becomes the true impact.
Alongside our corporate partners, we will work to change the pipeline for women to get into high demand fields, that they can thrive and be prosperous. We have made a pledge that we will put 300 women who are unemployed, underemployed, or just ready for a change into the workforce in the next 2 years. So today we're proud to announce that with the support of Mackenzie Scott's recent donation to YWCA, our partners at Kaufman Rawson, Anthem, and Microsoft, we are launching our Women's Success Fund. This $100,000 fund is going to help to make sure that any barriers that are causing women to not be able to fully participate in their prosperity will be removed as they dedicate themselves to upskilling, to reskilling, to taking a chance on themselves and their future. We want to make sure that they're not derailed in that plan. This fund will allow us to do that. Every day, YWCA continues to show up to do this work. And I think from this celebration, you can see how many partners it's taken, how many lives we've been able to touch and be a part of. And I invite you to join the movement. I invite you to be a part of our next 100 years of history until justice just is. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us on this special occasion, and happy birthday, YWCA South Florida.